their feuds have been really underrated when we talk about who they're able to showcase. They're doing the Lord's work right now, trying to bring in other teams that need some shine, using their platform to give teams that maybe are underappreciated or maybe under recognized a platform to show off their talents. I'm really excited to see what these two guys, and legitimately they're easy to root for, right? The Young Bucks they seem like such good dudes when you follow them. You see how they treat their family, that you see how they appreciate where they're at and what, their ability to live out their dream. So it's really easy to root for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Just on a side note, right? I mean, I don't want to get off on a tangent there, but they just seem like such great guys. And that shows in what they're doing, right? Their championship reign. We talk about, I'm an FTR fanboy, and their championship reign was defined by them trying to talk smack about and really undercut all the other teams that they were facing. And the Young Bucks are quite the opposite. And that's such a great, such a great example of why those two teams are work so well as a feud, the FTR and the Young Bucks, because they're so polar opposite in their approaches to the business and their character.
Mm-hmm.
But I love what the Young Bucks are doing in that they're really focusing in on how can we use this platform not only to build up AEW's tag team division, but also give other teams an opportunity and really the company in some way to benefit from seeing new challengers step up to the plate.
For sure.
What was your thought process coming out of the Young Bucks promo? I know that there was some controversy on how that rap segment played out, and I'd love to hear kind of what your take was. I know that you and I are also loving what we're seeing out of TH2. So let's hear it, SPD. What were your thoughts on the Young Bucks segment? How did it stand up in the rest of the show?
So, leading up to this card, I was thinking to myself, I should have mentioned it to you, but I was like, this card is so stacked and it's like one of the best shows, yet we're not seeing the Young Bucks, which is, the best tag team in AEW currently. And I was okay with it. I love seeing them in the ring. Anytime, I love it. And I think it's almost always an elite match with whoever they are. So even though they weren't featured on the card, I was okay with it. And it would have only made it stronger. But the fact that they had their little promo and set up the feud, it made sense last week, coming to save Top Flight with TH2. And it's nice to see TH2 kind of back on Dynamite after, a long time away from it. And I think they're a great team. So the overall segment, I think it's a great way to build for the future. And I, kind of echo you. I like that the fact that the Young Bucks are featuring these tag teams that haven't been featured for a while or not at all ever. So you're talking about 3 fresh teams
exactly
recently with TH2, Top Flight. I'm sorry, I don't even know the other guy. Those fresh guys that just got signed. The rap group. Please correct me. I don't even know. But that segment with them, talking smack about the book, I thought it was pretty funny.
You're good. You're good. I lost it too because I was too busy on Twitter reading everybody's struggle with that segment. It was the only segment of the night that people on a show that everybody was buzzing about. It was the only segment of the night that kind of got some weird.
The Acclaimed.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry. I drew a blank there, but so
it's okay.
I get those guys were on.
People, I think not to be negative, but I think that people aren't remembering the name of the tag team coming out of that segment. They're more remembering it was kind of a
TH2.
Well, yeah, yes. Let's focus on the positive. All right, because yes, I think that TH2 again. I'm all in on Dirtbag Jack Evans. I love me some Dirtbag Jack Evans. That guy is so good at being a dirtbag. I love it. And I think that Angelico is continuing to benefit from leaning into this new kind of dirtbag persona as a tag team. He's letting Jack kind of take the lead in being that guy we all think is a scummy jerk, and he's kind of benefiting from it. You could tell Angelico is more of an incredible athlete, great MMA guy, and he kind of has that chill vibe. And TH2 kind of had before this recent run, we couldn't really characterize who they were in AEW outside of their amazing color scheme, their entrance. You could only really describe TH2 off of visuals. Really,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have a strong character background. So, now that Angelico is getting more to his character beyond just his sick dance. Um,
Yeah.
Now that he's getting more to his work than that, I think that we're starting to get more and more invested in TH2, and that's an easy group to get behind as far as like bad guys that you want to see get their comeuppance, right? Because they're both really good at and what's nice, right? The best bad guys are the ones who have their motives rooted in some form of truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's I feel like when you have a group that even though their point is justified, right? It might be they're actually right. Like you have these new teams that come in and Top Flight's record's not better than TH2's,
No.
right? Yeah, like but TH2's brushed to the side because they're not the hot new thing. So,
Right.
I love when a character is the bad guy because they take it too far, but they are justified in maybe their point, right? And
Right.
that it's easier to connect with a character like that. And that's what I'm loving about what I'm seeing with TH2 is, you know, I think that they're legitimately right in demanding a title match. Why are all these other and we can like it as fans to see these new young teams, but if you're an established tag team like TH2, you should be cutting this off and you should be jumping in and you should be demanding a title shot.
Right. I agree. And I think it's a nice segue off of FTR. And then it's kind of, filling the void for a little while, um, until you get some. I can't see TH2 winning the titles
No, no,
anytime soon.
no,
Eventually,
I
possibly,
agree.
yes. But I think it's a good
They have
time.
their
They're gonna have
place,
some great.
right?
They're gonna have a great match with the Young Bucks. And
Yes.
they maybe another rematch with Top Flight. Those guys are very, very exciting. And then you throw in the
The in-ring
Acclaimed.
work that
Yeah.
those matches are going to have are going to be incredible. There's no denying that,
Oh,
right? And just
absolutely.
because TH2 might not win the tag titles doesn't mean that that's not worthwhile television. You're going to see TH2 and Young Bucks. They're going to the way their styles are going to mesh. Guys, as fans, you're going to really be surprised at how awesome that final product's going to be. Their
Right.
styles are going to really, really mesh well together.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, TH2 and Top Flight, I guarantee you that match is going to be off the hook. Like it's going to like if they
Again,
continue
yeah.
to have that, if we wait to see that feud continue, they're going to put on some great matches together.
Yep.
So I like that, and I think that the long play here is also it leaves the door open for FTR to come back, right? The Young Bucks, they could come. FTR could come back and say, while we lost the titles to you guys, and while we were gone, all you did was defend it against a bunch of unproven teams that have no track record. Meanwhile, FTR, their goal was always to beat like SCU, all these like they want to beat teams that are established and like
Right.
cement their legacy. Like FTR, being an FTR guy, if I was Tully, I'd be telling my guys like, wait a second. So you lose the tag titles, and these guys are just walking around and fighting a bunch of guys that were just getting hired to the company,
Right.
and we're the bad guys. We're the bad guys, and you're gonna So that would be the long play for me, and I love the AEW tag division. So overall, this was a segment that I felt like really again AEW's killing it with planting seeds for other matches, for long-term feuds.